Hey folks, welcome back. It's the Elite Training Academy, Friday Fitness with me, Andrew Chadwick, your certified strength coach here at the ETA. And this week we're going to be talking about squatting, how squatting is important for golf in terms of developing lower body strength. Got a few different variations I'm going to talk through with you. So we're going to get into the gym now. I'm going to talk you through those variations for squats, obviously developing that lower body strength. Let's get to it. Okay, so this week we're going to be talking about squatting, how squatting is important for golf and the variations that we can do. And the big thing we've got to understand here is squatting is a bilateral or kind of double leg movement. It's a full body movement essentially, utilizing obviously the back and the shoulders to be able to stabilize a barbell when we get to that point. But the idea here is we're really trying to develop as much power and strength as we can through the lower body. And so the great exercise with squats is being able to utilize the way of overloading the body. And so when we're overloading the body, we're really trying to talk about lifting as much as we can and getting as strong as possible to be a robust athlete for golfers. Now we've got to remember, as a golfer, we're trying to put power vertically into the ground. And so the more we can have it where athletes are strong at the top of the backswing, put pressure into the ground vertically, obviously transfer across, still trying to put that pressure and that force into the ground with the left leg as we're traveling across through impact and then obviously into the through swing. So the more we can overload the body and get stronger in that vertical pressing position with the lower body, the more we're going to be able to produce force into the ground and obviously create more swing speed, but be able to be strong enough to hold that swing speed and control that swing speed. And so the variations that we're going to talk through today, real simple, bodyweight squat. We've got to be able to do the fundamental movement pattern right. And the way we like to look at this and address this is feet around hip width, maybe slightly wider. Toes can be straight. They can be slightly turned out at maybe 10 to 15 degrees. From here, what we like to see, when we're squatting, there's a few different variations. We can go hands out in front, hands on the hips, across the chest, wherever you need to go. But the fundamental movement pattern is that we should see a break at the knees and the hips simultaneously together, maybe slightly hips first if anyone's knee dominant, knees first if you're hip dominant. But we're trying to see simultaneous break at the knees and the hips. We're sitting down as far as we can go, pushing into the ground. As soon as we've gone as far as we can go, we may just want to hang out here for a second. May want to just kind of feel that we're getting that right range of motion. From there, pushing back into the ground, coming back up to the start. The whole time I'm trying to screw my feet into the ground, sit down, squat down. From here I'm loaded into my legs. I'm not kind of just passively sitting here. And then from there I'm going to push into the ground again, reactivate the legs a little more, push back into the ground and stand on up. So again, simultaneous break at the hips and the knees, sitting on down, squatting on down, pulling myself down into the ground. From there I may hang out for a second with this bodyweight variation, push back into the ground as hard as I can. I'm maintaining that my core is braced the whole time. I'm stabilizing my trunk as I squat down. Now the second variation here is going to be a kettlebell goblet squat. So it's kind of a front squat variation, but very much a basic fundamental movement that we can do. Again, feet are going to be same position, slightly wider than hip width, toes can be slightly turned out. We're squatting on down, simultaneous break at the knees and the hips, stomach stays engaged the whole time. I'm pushing into that ground. From here, I've hung out for a couple of seconds, but I'm going to push back into the ground, drive on up. Now we can do this here with the weight down in front of us, or we can do it bringing it up to the chest. From again, we're just squatting on down, simultaneous break at the knees and the hips, stomach's nice and tight. I'm pushing into the ground, screwing my feet in, driving on up and out. When we're really getting comfortable with the kettlebell goblet squat, we may do a front squat with a barbell where we have that bar in a racked position. We may then progress it to the back squat. And this is where I wanted to go to today. The reason why I wanted to bring it into a back squat today is just for the fact that so many people are trying to do this movement. And because we're trying to do this movement, we want you to understand how to do it effectively. And so I 100% think people should have about a thumb width grip out, give them enough room for their shoulders, but we want to have a nice tight grip, nice tight kind of shoulder, elbows tucked into the body. So when I take my head underneath, I've created a shelf here for the bar to rest on. I'm pulling my elbows in, I'm locking my lats in place, I'm staying nice and tight, and I'm standing on it with the weight. Now, I would recommend that an athlete face the opposite way and they would step back. I'm just stepping forward for the video demonstration purposes. Again, my feet are slightly wider than hip width, my toes are slightly turned out, but I'm screwing my feet into the ground. I'm really trying to feel like my legs are connected, that bar is connected to my back, and everything is going to move as one piece. From here, I'm squatting on down, simultaneous break at the knees and the hips. Everything's locked in. I'm nice and tight here. From here, I'm going to push on into the ground, through my legs, back up to the top. One more. So again, stomach's nice and tight. I'm bracing, pulling myself down into position. I'm in that nice squat position. I'm hanging out here. From here, I'm going to push into that ground. Come on back up to the top. When we're done, athlete would walk back in. I obviously step back for the demonstration purposes. Again, being able to overload the lower body, being able to overload the body in general, create that strength, robust athlete to then be able to produce that into the golf swing. We want to be adding these variations in. Start with a bodyweight squat. Produce the movement effectively. Get the fundamentals right. Then go to a kettlebell goblet squat. Then go into your back squat. You're going to start to build a robust body that's strong and powerful vertically, which is only going to transfer into your golf swing. Any athlete that can produce strength or power vertically, the stronger they are, the more likely they're going to produce more club head speed and have the ability to control that club head speed. So if you're an athlete that's wanting to get stronger and you're trying to figure out which exercise variation to do, definitely start with the fundamental squat pattern. Bodyweight, goblet squat, front squat, back squat. Work on those variations. It's not necessarily about the weight. I'm talking about weight, but it's not always about the weight. It's about being able to produce the movement effectively. Do that, you're going to have a strong, robust body for golf. That's this week's video. Folks, I hope you enjoyed it. It's Friday Fitness with me, Andrew Chadwick, here at the ETA. Please do go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this content with someone who needs it. We'll be back next week with another Friday Fitness for you. If you've got any questions or comments, post them down below. We're happy to answer them and bring content that's applicable to you. So we do appreciate the support. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week for another Friday Fitness.